Well, today is April 17th, 2015, and we're just gonna go right up this hill real quick to look at this cairn. And I've been told by locals that it's an ancient stone monument and not modern. They're very emphatic to say it's not modern, so I want to go check it out, and we'll get some video and some photos of that. And then we're going to go right over to these other structures. This being what I call the Bosnian Pyramid of Remembering, Bosnian Pyramid of Solitude. That little structure right next to it, it's kind of hard to see, just there, knitted together like the Bosnian Pyramid of Love and the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun by concrete. And there's two other little, well, they're not that little, structures on the right of this. You can't quite see them here, that I'm going to explore. Actually, there might be three or even more. There's one there that I'm just seeing now that looks like a pyramid too. So, there might be three that go right up on the other side of that valley there. So we're gonna do some exploration today, and we're gonna have a good time and checking out pyramids in Bosnia and other structures. Okay. So as we head up this hill to find the stone cairn, which is out of view right now because of the trees, we have a really good vantage point to see the structure that I was looking at on April 11th from over on this side of the river, the Fojnica River, and I said, hey, that looks like a pyramid, and so that inspired me to come back April 12th and check it out and just go right up to the top, and I have a nice long video about that called Finding the Pyramid of Remembering. And then the next time I came back was 3 days later, April 15th, and walked up this, what looks to be a smaller structure from this angle, walked up there. And there's a video that I just posted today called Finding the Pyramid of Solitude. And they are knitted together, these two pyramids, these two structures. They're knitted together in this crevice by massive amounts of concrete, massive. And there is concrete construction stones all up and down this crevice that have fallen out of the pyramids, and that are also still sticking out of the hill on the left and on the right. So that's almost a 2-hour video talking about that structure, which is very close to being identical to the staircase structure that knits together the Bosnian Pyramid of Love and the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun. So it's another paired pyramid structure. And you've got all this terracing that I mentioned in the videos. That's from ancient times. All those terraces cross private property lines. They are not modern. So we're just going to head up this hill and see what we can find and check out this cairn. Well, headed up this path, I just happened to find on the way to the cairn, looks like it's going right there. I'm seeing this, and this looks like a concrete or clay stone or sandstone construction stone. And over here, on the side of the path, is something there's a lot more. So it looks like this might be a constructed hill as well. But of course, there are stones all over the world naturally occurring. So this could be natural geological formation. But I'm just gonna go up here real quick to check this out because this is pretty interesting. Lots of stones have fallen out, it looks like, from here. Oh, this looks like concrete. So, and again, I've said many times that yes, concrete can exist naturally in certain conditions it can form, but this looks like this looks constructed. So if this hill is constructed too, which is directly across from the Bosnian Pyramid of Remembering, then we've got a river that exists because of constructed structures on both sides. Wow, look at this. Now, this could be natural. This could be natural. Hard to say. And oops. But we're going to get in close to the camera in a second, and we're going to look a little bit closer so that we can get a better feel for what we're looking at. Huh. Well, this does not resemble quite as much the concrete that we've been seeing on the other side of the river. It's more like mudstone or claystone. And I finally did get around to looking up those terms. I haven't been using the term mudstone, I've been using the term claystone because I couldn't figure out what else to call the clay that was strong and had clearly been heated up to make construction blocks all over the pyramid complex that is centered in Visoko, Bosnia. And we're about 5 kilometers southwest here in Zagorice, or right across the river from Zagorice, the Fojnica River, which will be spelled Fojnička River on the map for some reason, but they call it Fojnica in Visoko. So this looks like claystone. Now we're just going to put our finger on it and see what happens. Wow, I thought it was just going to come apart, but it didn't. So super strong. Wow, that is incredible. Okay, here's a piece that should come up. Wow, this is really strong. Super strong, whatever it is. Wow. Some pieces have come out though, as we see over time. Could be natural. Gotta get, you know what, I'm gonna take a sample. I always forget to do that because I'm so involved in video. Now, let me just make sure that this is the correct thing. This is this massive block, which is part of a long run of this material, and I'm just gonna find a piece that I can take out that's there we go. This was clearly there, right? It's clearly from there. And I'm just gonna, this is gonna be our sample right there. Okay? And I'll take that with me. Now we're just gonna go up the hill real quick, say goodbye to this exposed material, whatever it is. Very exciting to see it, and it could be natural, and it could be artificial. If it's artificial, it's phenomenal. If it's natural, it's natural, and that's fine. We're going to get some real geologists up here, and we're going to study the sample also, and we're going to see if we can pin down exactly what that is, and if it is artificial, and oh boy, here's some concrete. See, this is what I'm thinking, you know, I think this whole hill is constructed. Sorry to jump to conclusions, it's just that everywhere I go, if I'm walking along a road, on one side of the road will be a really steep hill, and it'll be completely exposed because of the modern road having been dug out, and you can see 10 or 20 or sometimes 30 feet of what looks to be concrete. And it's just like, well, really? Half a kilometer of 30-foot tall concrete? That's along this road here to Zagorice, or from Zagorice to Bosnia. It's on the left. This concrete, it's just amazing. See, here's more concrete. Why is concrete up here? Jeez. So if this is constructed, and the other side of the river is constructed, then they constructed a valley, basically is what they did. So that's pretty interesting. Just a theory. Just a theory. All right, I'm just going to continue up, and we'll get to the cairn soon. Well, we're just walking up here. We only went about 20 feet, 25 feet, and here's I noticed this huge block. Get a photo of it. And guess what it is? You guessed it, my friends. Concrete. Yikes. In a good way. Huge block of concrete just sitting here. And then you gotta wonder, is this whole hill covered with concrete? Now, they might have constructed the concrete to cover a natural hill, or they might have constructed the whole hill out of various materials. And maybe this is it. Maybe this isn't just a hill. Maybe it's a designed structure with a specific, more concrete. Yo, wow! I didn't expect any of this. I was just looking for this cairn up here. I did not expect to be finding the same kind of thing I found on the other side of the river. Because this doesn't look like a pyramid or a tumulus. Oh my gosh, look at these huge rocks. Now this could be natural. Let's get closer in. There's 3 huge pieces here. Let me just, 3 very, very, very large pieces. And let's see what they are. They don't quite look like concrete. So they look, bug just flew in my mouth. Rather large bug. They look more like oh boy. There's so many different kinds of, oh, here's some real concrete though. And this is a 4th piece right here, large. And we have, that is concrete, right there. Ah, wow. So these 2 stones, these 2 big stones here, can I get back from those, or whoops. So that guy and this guy don't look like concrete. They look like, well, but there's a little bit of concrete feeling there. Whatever that is. But this guy, this big guy over here, does look like concrete, because look at that. Let's see if we can, there. And this, concrete, right? Just getting some photos. Okay. So that's, yeah, and there's another stone. You can kind of, the moss kind of tells you where it is. Let's see, am I, there it is. So that's 5 big stones right here. And lots of smaller concrete look like stones. That's concrete right there. Wow, this is incredible. I'm gonna get distracted from my cairn, and the cairn was a distraction from going up and seeing more pyramids on the other side of the river. So I was just gonna do this real quick thing to follow my ADD, something shiny philosophy. And yeah, I saw something shiny, as my cousin says. Off we go to do something else than we were planning on doing. And so here we are climbing a structure that was built to some degree. And that is a 100% guarantee from an amateur videographer who has had no archaeological training, here in 5 kilometers southwest of Visoko, Bosnia. So yeah, you don't have to believe a word I say. And of course, really my opinions are simply entertainment at this point. But even more accurately, my opinions are opinions. So they have nothing to do with, they have no authority, let's say, to depict, label, or designate the reality at hand. Now, but the video and the photo, the videos and the photos, they do have good authority. And we're gonna come to the bottom of all this. You, me, and whoever helps us figure all this out. Huge stone right there, huge block. And it is concrete. It is indeed concrete, bam. And that's just one, I can see like 8 blocks right here, different sizes. I'll just pass by the smaller ones. Here's a pretty big one. For reference, there's my very big shoe. I have a very big foot, it's 12D. And that's a big shoe right there. And that means that's a big stone. And it's probably constructed. Gotta say it. Doesn't look like concrete, but right across the path, this one does look pretty much like concrete. Let's see if we can, it's some kind of hardened material, it could be natural, but let's just get in close on it and get a feeling. And that is another large stone. Could be natural. Could be. Let's get close. Because those geologists, boy, they like to look at details, and I don't want to disappoint them. So I'll look at the grain of it. Here's some concrete right here. And when they made this path in modern times, and it may be a path based on an ancient path, but in modern times, if they made this path here, they couldn't have gone deeper than oh my God, look at this thing, than the concrete that exists. Holy Moses. Let me actually get back from it a little, and then we'll get close on it, see what we're looking at. Of course, if they constructed this whole hill, this is nothing. This is like a little pebble for the ancients. And you kind of got to wonder what the size of these people, or this race, these beings was. How big were these people that were building hills all over the place? Building huge pyramids, you know, gargantuan pyramids. Who were they? And of course, the eternal question, what were these structures for? We're all the best scientific minds who are engaged in pyramid study are working on this problem, and we haven't quite figured it out yet. We figured out a lot. When I say we, I mean they. I'm just a guy who's really just interested in the past and interested in solving the mystery of where we came from and therefore who we are. But these incredible scientists are working on this problem. Christopher Dunn comes to mind because he's the one that either came up with or popularized the idea that these pyramids are machines. And I know that he's done a lot of really good original research, so but I don't want to say he came up with it because he might not have. I don't really know, but I do want to credit him in passing as we just walk up this hill by saying, you know, that he's done an incredible amount of good for figuring out what the pyramids are for. No, the pyramids are not tombs. The pharaohs and other latter-day people who came after the ancients might have made some smaller pyramids that are now crumbling in imitation of the larger ancient well-built pyramids that are tombs. They might have made some small tombs, but that doesn't mean that the pyramids were originally built as tombs, that the ancient ones were originally built as tombs. So yeah, this just, you know, these might be natural stones. I'll just keep saying that, but I got a feeling. Remind me to get another sample. Whoa, that's a big guy right there. Let me just get a little closer there. And there's an absolutely huge stone right here. Let me just get back from him. See if we can get a feeling for how big that is. I mean, all right, so the stick or this branch has been dragged off so we can see better what is happening, how big this thing is. And then, what is it made of? Who made it? Did nature make it? In a fury of heat and kinetic energy? Or did some race of beings, was it human beings or ETs or whatever from the past, from the distant past, make that stone and perhaps this stone too? Maybe there were no stones at all around here and they just took clay and heated all these up. That's my theory so far. That's my own private theory. There's a big piece of concrete over there, so it's not just like, oh, along the path there are stones. Let's see if we can find it. Where is it? There it is. You know, they're everywhere. Being amazed. Let's get close in so the real scientists can have a field day with this guy. And I do have my measuring tape, but it's in my pack down at the bottom of the hill. I didn't want to drag my pack up here because I really thought I would just run up real quick, take some photos of that cairn, and then run, you know, hop on back down because I really want to get to those other 2 or 3 pyramids that are to the west of what I've called tentatively the Pyramid of Remembering. And but this is turning into a slightly more time-consuming project. It would have been nice to have my measuring tape so I could measure some of these stones, but frankly, if I started doing that, I would never get to those pyramids today across the valley, so I really want to do that. And my taxi's coming back at 6 o'clock, so I can't let him down. There's another big stone. Don't know if it's natural or artificial. More big stones. Oh boy. But, oh, why walk over this when we can take a photo of it? Look at this. Look at that impressed. It looks like it's, I mean, it could be natural. Absolutely could be natural. But look at that incredible pattern on that. I wish the ancients had left us more pattern. In other words, if they had left us little, you know, icons or handprints or whatever in the stone. Now there is texturing in the stones, in many of the stones, Ratnitsa especially, Pyramid of the Moon, Osiela Hill, O-S-I-J-E-L-A, Osiela Hill. I've got a video up about that. So there is texturing on those stones, and you can see like the spatula feeling to a lot of the texturing. And maybe they used their fingers for some of it, or whatever they had. I don't know if they had fingers. But definitely sort of a tool was used, like a spoon-shaped spatula. Is what it looks like on a lot of the stones. And then also like a straight spatula, like a narrow spatula, where they're shaping this clay and some other ingredients mixture as it's cooling. Why they would do that, nobody knows, but one must conjecture that since it's so much easier just to let the clay or the ingredient mix dry and flat, because it would dry flat naturally and harden flat, that the energy they put into that was to help their structures do what the structures are doing, which is probably, as Christopher Dunn and Samir Osman, I guess, say, to relay energy from one place to another, from the ground, from the earth, using the earth's energy, using negative ions from water sources, and relaying energy and negative ions and who knows what else exactly from the earth or from the water that's above or in the earth to the atmosphere, and also sending energy beams outward and possibly receiving energy beams at the same location. But I mean, there's so much still left to do, and I'm not just talking, these are all scientific. There's a lot of scientific work that's been done here on all of these things. There's a really good paper called Pyramids as Ionizers in English on the internet. Pyramids as Ionizers. Really fantastic. Great PDF. And it talks about many things. But there's there's at least 4 different separate scientific groups from 4 different countries that came here to measure the beam that comes out of or goes into the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun. It's only a few meters across. It's a clearly defined beam. And I think it's, I'm trying to remember what it is, 28 kilohertz. I think that's the number. I'll check it when I get home, but I'm terrible with numbers, but I can never remember any of this, but what these numbers are. And it gets stronger as it leaves the pyramid, so there's a possibility that it's not leaving the pyramid but coming into the pyramid. But for it to get weaker, if it's coming in to the top of the pyramid, for it to get weaker that quickly doesn't really make any sense either. So either Samir and his scientists have discovered what he calls non-Hertzian technology, which is where the energy increases in power with distance instead of decreases, which is Hertzian, then, or the beam is coming from out there into the pyramid. But either way, it's bizarre. Now here's a big, massive piece of concrete. And you see it's concrete. It ain't nothing else. So who made that concrete? Good question. We must continue to ask this. Lots of little stones. More concrete. Yep. I hope I have the energy to explore 2 or 3 more pyramids in 3 hours. because I have about 3.5 hours right now. Maybe I'll meet the taxi driver and drag him up the pyramids with me. That'll be good. Now we should be getting to this cairn pretty soon. I have an intuition, which is of course not really an intuition, but an extuition based on the facts of the real world that I see around me and based on my experience, my history in the world, that this path takes us right to the cairn. And you say, well, why would you think that? Well, because the cairn is the only feature you can see from the road. It looks different from anything else. And this seems to be a path. And whether it's a modern path or an ancient path, or both, there's a good chance that it leads to the cairn because that is the feature that exists up here. Let me just get back a little bit more. Massive, absolutely massive. Absolutely. Just incredibly massive. Okay. Gonna get closer on them. See what they are. To see what we can see. Okay. I like to do real time so you know where you are. Otherwise, if it gets edited, you're not really sure where you are, you're not sure what stone you're looking at. This way you know you're looking at the stones we just were videotaping. And I do too, and the scientists who might look at this video can have some sort of reference for what they're looking at. So it's good to keep things referenced through time, and that means not editing everything. Let's see. Oh boy. Okay. Shouldn't be too much further to this cairn. I'm really excited. I hope it's a structure that gives us the feeling of an ancient structure and not sort of a modern thing at the top of which is an old TV and then a sign that says "Hi Mom" in Bosnian or something, you know. I hope it's something, whoa, something that was really megalithic, first of all, and sort of something that makes us feel that it would be impossible for, or at least unreasonable for modern day persons to have built. And this is one of hundreds of these stones. So we can get in close. Big stone there. Let's get close up on it. Okay. Oh boy. You know what? I think the cairn is off to the left, but I need to go up a little further to get aside, to get out of the gully. So, well, this is the ridge we're on. That was the gully that we were in, and then I see that there's a path across there, and I think the cairn is over there. But we're so close to this, whatever that is that natural rock? I assumed it was when I first looked up here, but I think what we should do is make that our goal because we're so close to it. Yeah, let's do that. This is a pretty crazy climb. Have to pull up by trees, it's really steep. This is our ridge and we're trying to get to see those top of that, whatever that material is in the top of the hill, because maybe it's artificial. So on the way, I see this thing, and now that's the biggest piece of concrete I've seen today. And we're just gonna go check it out and see and ask ourselves, let's ask ourselves why there's a piece of concrete as big as a car, as big as a very large car actually. Yeah, I mean it's a good sized BMW and a lot heavier. Why does that big of a piece of concrete up here in the middle of nowhere? And you say, well, I'm sure that somebody in modern times came up here and brought some concrete and made a big block of concrete. No, of course not. Of course not. Then that looks similar, like similar material. Oh, and there's more concrete looking material. I'm just gonna get a couple photos from this distance just to give some perspective. So we've got that massive amount of concrete and this huge block, and then underneath the block is even more concrete, and it might be part of it, but holy Moses. If this is all concrete, and this is telling us that that's the case, then my friends, I was wrong when I first looked up here and I said on video that of course that's natural, it's clearly rough and blah blah blah. I just said that. And now I think I'm gonna have to eat my words, but let us continue up. Actually, I have to figure out a way to get down. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a couple photos because I don't think I can get closer to this. So I'm gonna take some photos from here of this block, and then I'm gonna continue walking up the ridge because I don't think I can get into that gully without killing myself. So I'm gonna take some nice mellowized photos for the nice geologists and concrete lovers, concretophiles out there who can tell us all about whether this is concrete, although we know from looking at it that it's concrete. The question is, did someone make it? If so, who? Yeah. Okay, so I think I've covered that baby. Now we're gonna go up there along this ridge and we're gonna check out this crazy stuff. We're gonna check this out. Wow. I mean, that's huge. Okay, a couple minutes on, we'll be back on video. Okay. So here we are climbing this ridge, and there's just this little piece of concrete just sitting up here on the ridge. Why would it be here on a ridge? Interesting question. Well, the ridge is below that massive amount of whatever that is up there, probably concrete. Gotta say it out loud. We're gonna get a little closer, but first let me just take some more pics of this massive block, because we've got a good angle here and we can get close in on that, so we can give the scientists something to do until they come out for themselves and climb up this thing themselves. And if you do come here and you're over 30, I recommend training to climb hills. I guess if you're younger than that, it just doesn't matter, because that's been the experience so far. Nobody seems to get tired. But if you're getting older, train, because this ain't child's play, my friend. So I'm going to give you the slow pan. Okay, we're very near the top of this ridge, and this, my friends, is concrete. Holy God. Oh my God. This is concrete. Now, this is not conclusive about it being ancient, constructed concrete. I'm just gonna get some photos as we talk. But, because there are many rock structures around the planet that are granite, that look much like this, various types of stone that I don't really have the expertise to talk about, but I've seen in photos that are natural, that look like this. So we cannot conclude that this is certainly, I'm just going to get a little closer, but then we'll get real close when I walk up a little further, because I think I can get down there pretty easy. It's not conclusive that this is built by crazy aliens or crazy ancients, at least. Here's some more concrete just sitting here on the ridge. Hard place to get to. Well, it looks like some of these blocks have been falling out, so over time. Let's get back a little so we get context for that. So this guy could have been the little guy that sort of scampered down, and then just landed right by this tree. was stopped by that tree trunk. That's probably what happened, but wow, nice view. Holy Moses, that looks like a pyramid over there. Everything looks like a darn pyramid, but could easily just be a natural hill. But let's just look at that real quick. What do you think? Yeah. And that's not even one that I was planning on looking at. I can't really see him from here. The ones I want to look at are, let's see, in there. It's really hard to see with those trees. Let's concentrate on what we're doing. Let us try not to slip down this slope, but try to walk down it like a real person and not like a crazy tourist. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, this is slightly dangerous. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on. I want these plants to hold me. And I hope that they do. Here's one that could hold me. Okay. And this one looks good. And this one looks pretty good. Okay, this is good. I think we're okay. I think we can, even if we slide down from here, we can still get where we want to go. But I think, let's see. Yikes, I don't know if this is stable. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. Okay, this is good. Oh. This is good, this is good. All right. Now, we are very close. So now we can see. So not a lot of people are probably coming up here to, you know, have a beer or have a picnic. So there's probably not a lot of exploration because it's just so steep that to bring anything, to have a little picnic with your friends or a romantic nature hike with a picnic, I don't see it. This is more like an extreme climb, you know, like a 8 on a scale of 1 to 10 for the extreme hike rating. I'm just taking photos, and then we're gonna get real close up on this, on the grain of this stuff, and you can decide what y'all think of this craziness. All right, I gotta take one more step and then we're golden, but if I take one step, it's so steep right here that I'm worried I'm just gonna slide. So, what's to do? What's to do? I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to grab something. I'm gonna try to grab, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This, okay, let's see if that works. Okay. Okay. That's okay. I'll just grab 2 things here. That would be good. Okay, I think we're okay. Now we're just gonna get super close and really see. Let's see what's happening here. How close can we get? Oh, I'm starting to slip. I really just want to get a few photos and then we can crank back across the valley. And because this is super strong, like some rock that nature made, you know. But then right next to it, you see this concrete feel. I just want to get real close in to get that grain. And hoping that they're in focus, because this diffuse light from the clouds, there's no direct sunlight today, so this camera doesn't necessarily do too well in that kind of a light. Sometimes it just blurs out all the photos and it's pretty disappointing, but we'll see how it does. I kind of try to hold my breath when just as I'm shooting to help the camera out, which is why after I shoot it'll be like, oh. That's why you hear that sound. And I've been holding my breath for a second. So this is exciting. I think it's concrete. And if it is, that means this whole damn hill is built. I mean, look how far away that is. That's like 80 feet away. And if it's all concrete from there to here, and then if we take the soil away from what's below, and that's all concrete, imagine how much concrete that is. I mean, it's kind of hard to imagine how much concrete that is. It's so much concrete, so much material, so much work. God almighty. It's insane. So, to keep one's thoughts on sane things. One would want to say that this is natural. One would not want to contemplate that some crazy people in the past spent who knows how much time, how many months or years to build this hill. And then how far does this hill, how did they build all these hills? I mean, come on. I mean, we know they built two pyramids over there. We don't know if they built the entire pyramids, but we know that they're constructed. And then there's two pyramid-looking things right there. That guy looks like a pyramid. And I think, I'm not sure if that's the one I want to explore, or if it's actually, but now I want to explore all of them. I think it's actually that one. It's really hard to see in this light. But it looks like there's a whole bunch of pyramid-like structures right along the river. And we're going to check them all out in the next few days. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let me just get real close to this, because see that path, at first it looks like dirt, but it's really concrete. With a little bit of dirt on it. So the whole thing is just... And then there's a tree that got in, and then the dirt... Huh. The dirt from those leaves, the leaves create dirt, and then in the winter, I suppose, it pushes the dirt down, and then you've got a little dirt on the concrete. There's a theory. Or it's turning the concrete in the soil by eating it. The roots are eating it. All right, well, and then I'm going to slip, but if I do anything crazy, so I'm just going to do a quick thing just to show you that there is more concrete way over there. The whole thing is concrete. I don't know if it's how much we can see, how well we can see that. But it's all concrete, so it's not just one outcropping here, it's all across the hill. How far, I don't know. And this is the kind of pattern that they have, by the way. These gullies, like when I was on Osceola Hill, which is way back there in the Visoko area. The Osceola Hill was the line of defense, or the line of offense, actually, in the Serbians' war. 20 years ago, they stood on Osceola Hill and as snipers and would shoot people. And I talked to a young man who was a child who had taken sniper fire. I mean, he and his friends had not been hit, but they had been shot at as they played by the train. And they were shot at by snipers on a hill that was a mile away. I said, really, from that far away? He said, yeah. And wow. As I'm talking, let me just see, this actually helps us even more to get good quality documentation of this stuff, because we have another patch of this incredible concrete looking stuff, because we were over there, we were right in there, and now we're up on this ridge, and now we're at some more concrete. So let me go up a little bit to get even closer to really document this, because if we don't find this cairn, we want to have a nice, we want to still have documented something well. Let's see how we're going to do this. Let's put it right here. Looks like as close as I'm going to get. So let's just zoom in on this. Take some photos. There's a photo. Boom. Boom. Got a nice stick in there. I don't know if I really want that. All right, and then get some more here. I'm going to zoom out for context in a moment. Yes, just so we know where we're looking. And that's where we're looking. And this whole hill is concrete. Now look at how deep it goes. It's just incredible. I'm going to come back a little so you can see how much concrete that is. Holy Moses. And they said, well, we don't need to be perfect. We'll just put a whole bunch of concrete for 80 feet, you know, whatever that is, and have it kind of stop, go vertical right about there. How are you going to control that concrete? Well, they did. They made it stop right here. And then they said, we're going to build some ridges. Here's a ridge, here's a gully, you know, there's a ridge, there's a ridge. Then they'll have these gullies, and oh, that's what I was saying before about Osceola Hill, was that was the structure of the hill as well over there. Really looked like built ridges. It didn't look like natural gullies from rainwater erosion. It looked like they built really steep ridges, and then when you got into the bottom, to the surface of the gully, if there was no refuse there because it was really steep, you'd see that it was clay layers, and then it would be like a hard piece of clay, like clay stone or something like that, and then softer clay, many layers of soft clay, and then a hard piece. So like in this crevice or this gully, if we dig down, I bet you what we're going to find is layering. Bet you anything what we find is layering of clay, and then clay stone, and then clay. But they're not precious about their dimensions. They're not precious about looking good. They're precious about having something be the size that it is. In other words, they're like, yeah, we want to be big and we want to last. Those seem to be the parameters. And then the purpose, well, we're going to find out, my friends. You, me, doing our part, using our minds, we are going to, little by little, figure out what the ancients were doing with all this crazy construction. How long ago? We're not sure. We have an estimate of 34,000 years ago, based on fossilized, carbon dating of fossilized leaves found in between concrete slabs on the Bosnian Pyramid in the Sun. And that's documented, well documented. We've got great photos of these fossilized leaves. And that puts to rest Robert Schoch's claim that we're going to destroy, and the Bosnian government's claim that Samir Osmanagic and his team is going to destroy other kind of archaeology and geological examination and biota, is that how you pronounce it? In other words, ancient life forms that have been fossilized. He said, they said, oh, if they start digging for pyramids that don't exist, they're going to destroy real findings that paleontologists could find and fossils, and they're going to destroy them. And it's like, no. What we did was we found an ancient leaf, two ancient leaves, fossilized. So digging actually was not a destructive thing, but a constructive, creative thing, because we created new knowledge from that. And when we carbon dated the leaves, we found a date of about, well, it depends. I think that the dating was 29,000 years, and then to get the calendar date, you add 15%, so it comes out to 34,000. It's an estimate, so it could be 30,000, could be more, but 34,000 is the date that's the best estimate we have, based on science, so far. And for people who say, oh, radiocarbon dating doesn't work because of various events from the cosmos, the cosmic rays that come in and alter the carbon-14 readings. Well, this was underneath clay, underneath a meter of clay, and in between two concrete slabs that are huge, beneath concrete. So the cosmic rays are not having, any kind of cosmic event is not going to perturb the carbon-14 reading down the road. So that is good, and that also applies to the organic material that was found in Ravne Tunnel Labyrinth, which helped us to date the walls that were made in there, the dry stack walls of stone, to 4,600 years ago. So the people that came in and buried Ravne Tunnel, whoever they were, the beings, did so probably 4,600 years ago. Fantastic. Carbon dating helped us do that. And so in the tunnel, there are no cosmic rays that are coming into the tunnel to perturb the carbon-14 analysis. So that's pure, and that's really good science, and it's lasting science. It's going to last. So let's continue our trek to see if we can find the cairn. This is even steeper than before, so I don't know what the heck I'm going to do. I want to get over there to see the cairn, but I think I might have to just go down this ridge, Malapomalo. I might have painted myself into a corner with this ridge because it's really steep. So we'll see what happens, and then see if we can find the cairn from there. Well, coming down this ridge here, we were on this other ridge originally, and we went up and then we went over, and now we're on this ridge. So now we're on the back side of that massive block of concrete that we saw from below. So now we can take some super close-up photos of this, and that's what I'm going to do right now. So just to give video context for what we're taking photos of, and eventually I'll match up all the video with the photos with the time in the video will be matched up with the photos, so people can know what's happening with where these things were taken. You know what? I got to get a sample. I just remembered. I'm going to take a sample from this on video. Okay. And this is that block that's as big as a car, but it's really bigger than a car. It's thicker than a car. It's about maybe the length of a car, but much thicker than a car. So let's make sure that that's not just something that fell down from above. Let's see. Here's a piece that's coming out right here. But that might have been in the dirt. So let me see if I can find something else. Here's a piece right here. Let's see. Nope. Maybe this one. This is clearly part of it, right? Let's see if I can get this. Nope. That's okay. Nemo problema. Let's see. Can we find something? These are probably part of it. That's part of it, but it's a little small. I don't know if I want that. I want something bigger. That's part of it, but I want something bigger. Let's see. This is all too strong. It's just too strong. There's little pieces that come out, but I don't know if this is part of it. Let's maybe get this piece right here. There you go. There's a piece of that. That's going to be our sample right there. Let me take a photo of that sample. Blam. Okay, I'm taking that. And that's from this massive, bigger than a car block. And that's going right in my pocket. And with the other sample. Let's see if we can get down in a reasonable way. Alright, well, we've gone about 200 feet from over there to here, skirting along the side of the hill, trying to get to the cairn, which I thought was over here. I don't see it though. But we did come to another gully, and we can see the concrete up there, but we can also see this really incredible. Let's see if we can get in the gully itself and let's see, do this. Whoa. All right, so, and you can see all across the hill that there are these blocks that come and rest against the trees. So clearly the concrete is coming down the hill from slowly over the years from that incredibly hard structure. So you got to wonder how many years it's been. And obviously we cannot say right now that this is artificial concrete, but and it's interesting because here it has a mudstone, claystone feel, and then right next to it, joined to it, right next to it is this concrete. I'm just going to zero in on this, what looks much more like concrete. So it's part of the same glob of hardened stuff, and yet this looks way more like concrete. So it's a very interesting thing. So it makes me think that my feeling is that the natural stone, the natural looking stone, the big stones we've seen all up and down here that look like either granite or clay or sandstone, those, if that can be, because that's what this looks like, is kind of a clay or sandstone rock. If that's part of something that looks like it's also concrete, then my feeling is that they're just using a rough mix of elements and heating them up, and then sometimes they sort of come out as, you know, if there's more clay it would look like claystone or sandstone, and if there's more And then the concrete would have different ingredients. So it wasn't a homogeneous mix is what I'm trying to say. But it was all heated up, so it was all hard, and they're like, that's what we want. We want it to be hard and then stay here and keep the structure strong. Now Valery Uvarov, and I know I'm not pronouncing his name quite right, but I can never quite get it. Valery Uvarov from Russia, who is actually constructing modern pyramids in Siberia, doing an amazing job, and he's already performed healing in one of his first pyramid that he made there. It's just absolutely incredible what he's done. Valery Uvarov, V-A-L-E-R-Y U-V-A-R-O-V. He has suggested that the pyramids all around the planet are GPS markers for extraterrestrials, or for extra-dimensional beings living on the Earth. In other words, they're here, but he believes they're in different dimensions, or in a different dimension than we are. Whoops. Let's see if I can. And therefore, we don't see them. We don't really interact with these beings because they're in a different dimension. But but they need this these pyramids as GPS markers to know where they are when they come here, or come to our dimension, or come to our planet, whatever it is. So, and he believes that the north face of the pyramids is the key face to have being well-oriented and flat, and that it's directing energy toward the North Pole, and specifically toward a spot on the planet that then beams the energy vertically toward a ship. And he says that there's a mothership up there, and that probably sounds crazy to most of you, and or maybe it doesn't, I don't know. He says there's an alien mothership above the North Pole, not human made, and that energy from all these pyramids is being directed there, and that it might be, I don't know if he's saying it's only a GPS system, these pyramids, or if it's some other energy. I'm not sure. So let's continue looking for this cairn. It might be just over this ridge, and if it's not, I'm just going to go back down and explore pyramids across the valley, because I don't know where the cairn might be way over there, and we've already come a long way, so I'm not going to go back that way. But if it's right here, we'll check it out. Okay. So we've gone probably another 200 feet across this hill southwest, and we came from over there. We're just going across, and now we see again more concrete, or more concrete-like material. So it's all the way across, really high. So, and you can see up there it's even taller, and that's probably 40 feet of concrete, and then up there 80, 90, 100 feet of concrete. So now I saw the cairn. It's over here somewhere. I got a glimpse of it, so we're just gonna keep going. It's over here somewhere. Well, I keep traversing this hill. I went another couple hundred feet, and we continue to see the concrete on the top. But I haven't found the cairn yet, so boy oh boy, I'm just gonna go to this one ridge right here and then walk on down if I don't find it. So we're still traversing this hill, going, there's the sun. That's about a little bit west to southwest, so we're going southwest all across this hill, and now I see concrete right in front of me. So this is where the you can see it all across that hill of concrete. It was level kind of at the top, and then it started to come down. So this is actually the demarcation of this hill, or whatever structure this is. And all of that's concrete. From left, oops, from left to right. The whole ridge, that whole top of that ridge or that hill is concrete, the entire thing. And it doesn't stop there. It keeps coming here, all the way down here. Now it might stop here, or it might just be, the concrete might just be buried from here on down. I don't know. Let's see. Get a couple more shots. Now, from this ridge, I should be able to see if the cairn, the elusive cairn, is here. I'm kind of getting a feeling that I'm not going to find the cairn. But if we don't see it right here, we're going to go straight on down. Because I must have missed it somehow. I don't know how I did, but yeah, I don't see it. Wow. You kind of get the feeling that where this ends, another hill begins. Huh. Big valley here, so there's another big hill with a huge valley or gully or little valley there. And that all looks like could be the same stuff. I mean, could be concrete too. This whole place. And then you look down, you see the terraforming of the you see those lines across. Those are not property. Those are not individual properties making those. They've been here for a long time, way before smaller properties were carved out. And that thing looks like a pyramid right there. Goodness me, doesn't it? We have not explored this yet, this structure. But let's see, what's the best way to look at this thing? Right there. Look at that thing. Look. Pyramid. Pretty much guaranteed. You can just tell. So there's another pyramid. I'm guessing, okay? Speculation. Extuition, based on evidence. But wait a second. Oh, yeah, because that is the Pyramid of Remembering. My mistake. Yeah, so we already know that's a pyramid. The ones I wanted to explore are over there. So actually, I'm actually further east than I thought I was. Huh. Well, I'm gonna turn this off. I don't have much battery left, so 12 minutes. So I think we got ourselves the mother lode because we're coming down this ridge, and we've been going southwest. There's the Pyramid of Remembering over there. Right there. And I'm going down this ridge, and it's looking sort of like there's a path almost. I mean, it's leveling out. Why would it level out on this really steep hill? And then I see this. There's some stone here, so it looks like this is our cairn. And if it ain't our cairn, it's something. Now look at this. Concrete. Beautiful concrete, because it's got lichen on it. It's gorgeous. Some more concrete. Boom. Some more concrete. Gorgeous concrete. I'm just gonna get another shot real close. Boom. A little even closer, just to see how close we can get there. Bam. All right, and we got ourselves a cairn, my friends. I'm standing on ancient concrete, I believe. Big pieces of ancient concrete, just steps of ancient concrete, huge. And these blocks looks like they've broken out right here. Get a couple shots of that. Broken out from where exactly? Well, I don't know. But let's step down. And here's some more concrete, right? So we can only expect to find that now, since we know that this was built to some degree. Well, since we can reasonably conclude, or can reasonably speculate, that it was built. Now, more concrete. And they have this this is absolutely incredible. Look at this. Now I'm going to get a shot of the cairn with the Pyramid of Remembering behind it, because that is the pyramid. Let's see if I can get down here. Okay, there. Alrighty-o. So here we have this massive block, and it looks like it was broke off from here. So let's see if we can get back. Wow. We'll get in on it so we see what it is. And we only have 8 minutes left of battery. And I do have another battery for the pyramids across the way today, but it's in my pack, which is about 80 or 100 meters south, down the hill from here. But look, I'm getting real close on this grain. See, that's concrete, my friends. That is some serious concrete. Guess who made it? We can only guess now. We're gonna know soon. And this big piece, it's getting close. I'm gonna get a sample. Remind me to get a sample. The sun is coming out just a smidge to help us take these photos. Fantastic. Ah, 7 minutes left. God, I don't even know if I want to get up on this cairn because it's kind of precarious. Kind of crazy. But they, I mean, this, if I tried to get down this, that would be instant death. This is super steep, so they built this whole concrete ridge. Oh, and you can see the concrete that went into this right there. They built a super crazy ridge just so they could have this cairn here. Is that what they did? I mean, this is crazy. Clearly not modern, though. That's what we want to ascertain. This is clearly 100% not a modern thing. There's no way that anyone has the ability or the reason to do this. Now, I don't want to die, but I'm still gonna take a chance that this is, because this is ancient concrete, so it's durable, it's strong. I'm just gonna walk on it here. It's a narrow pathway, and either side is, you would absolutely 100% die. There's just no question about it. It's really far. Actually, if you might get caught on the trees like the people in the movies, that would be my best hope. Hang on to the camera and hope that the camera, the little camera handhold I have, would loop around a tree and save me. Actually, you know what? Get closer on that, because that's just the clearest example of concrete, and this is part of this crazy cairn. And it's not really a cairn, it's a big concrete thing. It's not like a rock on a rock. Let's see, I have 5 minutes of battery left. It's not a rock, it's not rocks on rocks. It's concrete, massive amounts of concrete. I don't even know if you'd say balanced, but poured onto more massive amounts of concrete. Straight up. Straight up with this little narrow pathway going to it. I don't even know if these photos are really capturing what this is. I don't know if that's happening, but we're doing our best. And we are going to get even closer and get a little bit more close in on this concrete. Got some nice sunlight. And maybe even closer. Let's get super close. And we got 4 minutes of battery. Wow, this is really exciting. Really, really, really exciting. And dang. I'm just crazily excited by this. Wow. I'm glad you could be here with me. 3 minutes of battery. I think it's worth it just to use it all up. Let's get in. Let me just take one more step. You might find something really cool to take a photo of on the way down, but this is so cool. I kind of want to just do this. And maybe we could do something like that where we show the valley behind it. Yeah. It's pretty dramatic. Yeah. Huh. All right, I'm going to leave a minute of battery just in case, but it's been fun. One more quick shot. There. All right, but before we go, I'd like to get a sample, and I'm going to come in on this big piece, and I'm just going to take this there. So that's our sample from the cairn, a little tiny piece from this massive, incredible thing. God. Okay. So we see this incredible array of concrete that has tumbled down this mountain over, or this constructed hill over the thousands and tens of thousands of years probably. Just stones, and they come down and they get stopped oftentimes by the trees. The big pieces get stopped by the trees and they end up right next to the tree trunks. There's a huge piece of concrete right there. I wonder how long it took for that to crumble off the hill up there. I mean, it's super hard concrete. If it is ancient concrete, they knew how to make concrete, and who knows how long this has been here. It might be much longer than 34,000 years, which is the estimate for the Bosnian Pyramid Complex. In fact, the whole complex might be much, much, much older than that, and we're going to have to keep looking. Okay, battery's about to run out. Take one more photo. We'll have enough for one more photo, two more photos, so that's about it. And the cairn is up there now. I got some good photos coming down also of that. Let's see if I can get a better feel. And that's about it. We'll come back though. We are going to come back, so don't worry, we will have more footage of this incredible cairn up there, and we will continue the adventure. This is Jock Doubleday reporting April 17th, 2015 from what looks like to be a constructed concrete hill across from the Pyramid of Remembering in Zagorice village here in Bosnia. So here we are back at the bottom of the hill across the Foinica River from the Pyramid of Remembering, which is right next to the Pyramid of Solitude, smaller structure on the left, the east side. And we just have one last piece of concrete I wanted to document that has probably come from way up there at the top and had a lot of momentum, probably before a lot of these trees were around. This might have been here for 30,000 years, just sitting here. Hard to say. Get a quick photo. Get a little closer in. This is more obviously concrete than some of the pieces that we found that broke off from above. But they clearly did break off from above, because we would find them consistently next to a tree. So the tree would be here and it would be resting against the tree, and so it was clearly had rolled down from above. And it was not some project in modern times where somebody brought a bag of concrete up here and said, hey, I'm going to make a big piece of concrete and leave it here. So it's an ancient, in my opinion, it's an ancient hill, but you know, you can decide for yourselves what you think from the evidence presented in this video. And if this is an ancient hill, and if that is an ancient pyramid, then my friends, we have an entire valley that's constructed. Bets are on that the next structures are pyramids right next to it. You can't really see them too well there. That we have more pyramids over there. That this thing right here, we got a little better light this time, is a pyramid. And I'm going to go check those out in the next few days. You can see the extent of this structure that we climbed up earlier today. This concrete, artificial concrete structure, it seems to be. You can see that it runs all the way, curves around. It doesn't just stop there. So the concrete that, well, we saw this concrete, wait, we were at the base of this concrete, then we moved across the hill to that cairn. That's on a ridge of concrete, and it's all concrete. Then we came down. But looking, we can see that this is similar, and we can see that that is similar. So it's concrete all the way around, and you can see it curving around following the river. Absolutely amazing. I'm just gonna get a couple photos. And oh yeah. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.